Hiya folks, and welcome back to Fishing with Den. Well, I'm back on the tidal river today. Different tidal river to the one I have been fishing. Haven't fished here for quite some time, and to be honest, it's a bit windy and there's a bit of a chill to the wind too, so don't know how we'll go. But what I'm going to do, because of the wind, I'm not going to fish with the float. I was actually going to trot a float down there, but I've decided that the wind is just going to make that difficult, and I'm all about making life easy for myself these days. So I'm just going to use the heavy duty feeder rod. I've got a cage feeder on, and I've got a size 12 hook. Oops, try and show you. Size 12 hook with a hair rig on it. And main line is £10. Hook link is £6, because the fishing here, I mean, I've had them up to £20 before, and the average is between 6 and 13 sort of pounds. So pretty much straightforward sort of thing. But I'm also going to try those new hybrid feeders, which I forgot to get out, but I'll show you now. One of these feeders, one of the ones I made the other week, will be the first proper test of it. But I'm going to start off with this rig just to make sure there's a few fish out there and see if we can get them moving, and then I'll try that rig, because it wouldn't be fair to just try that rig and maybe not catch anything and then find that I'm saying to myself, well, it's probably a rubbish rig. So try it this way first of all, go to that way, see what happens. If that works, great. If it doesn't, well, there's something wrong with that feeder and I'll have to revise it. But anyway, I'm going to put probably 6 balls of ground bait out in this huge, what they call a bosher feeder apparently. Great big feeder, 6 balls of ground bait out at about 15-16 meters, which is where the slope goes down and just flattens out onto the bottom. It's probably 12 feet deep at the moment, and the tide is just about to turn. It's still going that way, and it should end up going that way fairly shortly. Anyway, that's the theory. We'll see how it goes in practice, but I want to crack on and just see if I can get a few fish.
Recording.
Well, I was still setting up. I just cast out and it went round. Well, I was literally watching the mobile phone to see that view on the camera down there. I was watching the tip bouncing around, and literally first cast. Wow. Can't be bad. Obviously a carp. You've got to laugh, haven't you? Right, okay, where is he? There we go. Oh yeah, nice fish. He's got some go. I really wasn't expecting that, as you probably gathered. Right, come on fish. They're about due. This time. Yep, there he goes. Well, can't argue with that, can I? Great start. Decent fish. A little bit pregnant. Just get rid of that a second, I'll show you. Right. I don't know, you're probably looking at £6. It's actually short and thick, this one. Big old gob, but nice fish. It's only a gentle chuck. There we go. Count it down. That's on the bottom. And we're ready to start fishing. Okay. Get this show on the road. GoPro, start recording. Oh, been in about 3 minutes and we're back in again. Didn't feel like a big fish this time. Oh, then again, you never know. Oh, maybe I was wrong on that one. Wow. This place is always amazing. I thought that was about £3, but if it's £3, that had some fight in him. Wow. And the clutch is set pretty tight too. As I say, I've got £10 main line on, £6 bottom, and he was stripping line off really well there. Now he's decided he's just going to hang in the current. He's maybe had his first run. But this can't be bad, can it? 2 bites in the first, what? Yeah, 2 casts. Wow. And it's still cold here as well. Oh, he's coming down under me now. There he is. Well, there's the feeder anyway. As for the fish, don't know about that yet. Tide's just about fully out now, I think. My landing net is just touching the bottom and it's probably about a foot deep down there. Right. It's not massive, but what a great run. Right, we're getting closer fish. Bags of fight. Come on. We're going to get you in this time. Yeah. Oof. Well, that was good, wasn't it? Oh. Yeah. Again, short, really stocky fish. Nicely hooked in the mouth. Try not to get me hook caught up in all that grass. See if we can show you this one. Well, that's why I don't lift them out too high anymore. Right, well, another good fish to start the day. This wind's getting up now. It was quite strong before, but now it's blowing a gale. Still, you can't have everything, I suppose, can you? A good day in the first, what, half an hour or so? So, not bad at all. Oof, might need to put my coat on in a minute though. Can we do 3 out of 3? Just had a bump on the end of the rod tip there, so probably just a tail or a fin just catching. Could be well a bite. Small though. Yeah, so it could have just been a tail or a fin just catching the line. I suppose you've got to bear in mind that I've got a tail on which is probably that long, so if it's bumping into the feeder, the bait's down here. So we might want to go to the method feeder fairly shortly. I'm not really sure. This wind's making it difficult to see, and the bites can be very finicky in here. In fact, I think it's time for tea. I haven't had one for a while, so this will probably get me a bite if nothing else does. Much like the 3D printed surround around the cup with a handle on it, so I can hold it now. Who knew this 3D printer was going to be this good? I've got a feeling that's a bite. It was, it's just that I bumped it. I was trying to clean my sunglasses. Oh well, they're still out there, that's good. Put my rag down. Difficult to see what I'm doing today, guys. That wind's making it a really bouncy tip, and these fish aren't really pulling it around half the time. Okay. Gentle lob. It's the clip. And then it's about 10 seconds or so to hit the bottom. There we are. Okay. I still haven't managed to have a sip of my tea. I finished what I was doing here first. But hey, can't complain so far, can we? We've had a couple of fish. Well, I'm really struggling with the wind now. If I am getting knocks, it's difficult to see them. I've got the normal cage feeder on, as you know, and I've got a fairly long tail on the thing. What I'm thinking is I'm going to give the new hybrid feeder a go. I'm not catching on this anymore. I had those first two fish and then it seems to have died, but it can't be any worse, so I might as well give the new feeder a go. What can we lose? Anyway, I'll get that put on and we'll start that next. Okay, I've got the feeder all set up, the new hybrid feeder. I've just put ground bait in the bowl and then the bait on top of it, and then moulded some more around the top. But this wind's really causing me grief now. It's all around the top of the rod, and not the best day to be trying out something new. However, we'll give it a go. I've got the 50 gram version on because the tide's going to be racing in fairly shortly, so we'll need it. God, I'm cold. Right, we're set up, we're in, we're done. Let's see if we get a bite. Oh, wow, talk about now that was a bite. Whoa, that really was a bite, wasn't it? Well, this will be the first fish on the new hybrid feeder if I get it in. And if they're all like that, these bites are going to scare me to death. Wow. Normally here, the bites are just a little sort of a dink, but that, all but drag the rod in. Well, it works anyway. Right down underneath me somewhere. Oh yeah. Nice enough fish. Not bad for my first one on this rig. Come on. No, it doesn't want to know yet, does he? Let's see if we get him this time. There we go. Well, pleased about that. He's a nice fish too. Tail rubber's come off, but it's only up the line, that's no big deal. Sort that in a second. And hook just inside the mouth. Okay, let's get him out and have a look at him. Actually, I'm going to weigh him. He's probably in the 8 pound or so range, I think. But I'm going to do it because it's the first fish on the new hybrid feeder. Whew, cold. Zero. £9.8, so that'd be £8 4 ounces. So not a bad fish. He's covered in mud from the bottom there, so I'm not going to get him out. But yeah, pleased about that one. Okay, so just to show you what I did, I just got some ground bait and filled the bowl like that. I put the hook bait into it and just pushed down a little bit just to keep it in, and then I filled up over the top with all the extra ground bait. That's not to say that the thing didn't fall out, but I'm hoping it didn't. I'm hoping it stayed in there, and that fish just literally sucked it straight out of the bowl, and that's what caused that wrench around bite. Anyway, I'm still happy because I've caught my first fish on it. Ooh, cold though, cold. Right. Tide's just started to come in now. It's only a slight current from left to right. So I'll see how we go. Hopefully as the tide starts to move a bit more, so the fish will too. I often find at slack tide that the fish don't really want to play too much. Well, nearly missed the handles with that one. Wasn't such a pull round bite, but it was definitely a good bite. Been a bit slow so far, but it's on both the cage feeder and on this, so I don't think it's the tackle I'm using. I think it's just the day. Wind's dropped a fraction. It's not quite so cold now, but not the best day for doing this kind of thing, is it? Come on, fish. It's actually quite a good fish, that one. Come on, fish. Don't wake up now. Come back. Well, I can't do anything with him really. Come on, let's have you. Must be getting ready by now. Maybe not. Doesn't want to come near me, does he? Yeah. Alright, come on. No, definitely not done for yet, is he? Almost needed the leg assist there. Come on. Right, this time then. Got him. Oh, take a bit of getting in the net, don't they? Well, he's a good fish. Oh, yeah, that's a good fish. Oh, yes, that is a good fish. I'm going to weigh this one, right? Feeder did its job. Just nicely in the lip. Right, well, got the scales down here somewhere. I'll weigh them and then I'll show them to you. Alright, 0. And soaking. 15 pounds 4, so it's just a fraction over 14 pounds. And it's got a wet leg from the London net, but anyway, you'd think he was bigger, but let's see what we can do. Look at that. Isn't that a nice fish? Big thick thing. Oh. Whew. Well, that's 2 on the new feeder. Right, same again then, a little bit of ground bait in the bowl, put the bait in on the hook bait, and then just fill up with a load more ground bait. Gentle lob. There we go, that's it. Okay, bit of an experiment. Now I had 2 fish on that cage feeder early on. It went a bit slack after that. Then I've had 2 fish on the new hybrid feeder, and I'm still getting knocks and bumps, as you probably just see there on the rod tip, but they're not really translating into bites. So is it because there's something I'm doing wrong with the feeder, or is it just that they're not properly feeding? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back onto the cage feeder and try that and see if the catch rate changes. At least that'll give me some idea of what I'm doing right or wrong, whether I catch or not. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so it's time to fess up then. I did that last little thing there, telling you what I was going to do next, and as I lifted the rod out, this is hanging on the end. No real indications it didn't go shooting off with the weight of the feed or anything like that. It's just hanging on the end. So this is the 3rd one. So I'm going to just stay with the hybrid feeder for a short while and then maybe try going back to the cage feeder again, but I don't know. Must have just taken the bait and been lying there with it. Pulling back well, but sometimes I get the impression, oh, there it is. Okay. Give your arm ache, these things. Which is, of course, a good thing. Right, finally. Ouch. May not be as big as the other ones, but nice fish nevertheless. Okay, I'm not going to show him to you because he's only about 5, maybe 6 pounds, but is that 3 or 4 now? 3, something like that. Okay, well look, like I said before, there are fish down there because I'm getting indications, so I'm going to take it back to the cage feeder and just see if that does any better. Right, well, that's the cage feeder back on. I'll put it back out in the same place and see if we get any more bites than we were before. Must be about 13 feet down there by now with the tide coming in like this. There's a knock. Is it a biter? This is the question. Wow, that was pretty quick, wasn't it? So, what's the answer here then? Am I going to catch more on the cage feeder than I would on the hybrid method? And if so, why? Is the hybrid method not sitting right? Although based on the tests, I think it is. Or is it just that the fish here, having never seen bait before, because this isn't a commercial water, don't want to attack the feeder like they would in a commercial? I think it's going to need to be a lot more testing going on before I'll know for certain what the answer is there. And certainly I'll need to do it in still waters, which is really what the hybrid feeder's designed for. But having said that, I'm having fun now, so I don't care either way. I don't know, is that 6 fish now? I think so. Oh, that's a nice one. Again, pregnant, but not too much at this point. Right, let you have a quick look. Do you know, I think I might just weigh this one too, because I know you can't see it too well, but that's a good fish. Let's have a look at what it weighs. Okay, 0. Yeah, £12.6, so that's £11.3. Not the biggest fish in here, but lovely fish though. Just when you're looking away doing something else, you get a bite. Again, it's on the cage feeder, so just to see what's going on, I'm going to go back to the hybrid feeder in a minute. Once we've got this one in anyway. Oh, can't complain at the day really, can I? Let's face it. I know it's windy and it's a bit chilly, but yeah, catching fish, having a day out, can't argue with that. Poor old Mozza can't come out, he's on lockdown I'm afraid, so he's just going to have to watch the video. Sorry about that, Mozza mate. Nice fish today though, aren't they? Nose is still dripping unfortunately with the cold. Not me got a cold, the cold weather. On these Ferrari carp, this one. Alright, Oh hell. What the hell? Got a cage feeder caught around the landing net handle for a second there. I thought I was going to get snapped off. Oh, okay, that'll do. The wind's getting back up again, don't need that. Yep, average sort of size, probably 7 pounds or so. Okay, that's the hybrid feeder back on again. I know I'm chopping and changing today, but it's all about doing a test, so let's do the test. Current's quite strong now, so getting a good bend in the tip. Well, I've put the hybrid feeder back in, as you saw, and I've been sat here for 10 or 15 minutes. The odd knock, but nothing that's going to pull it around, so I'm going to change it back to the cage feeder again just to see. Oh dear. Hybrid feeder didn't do anything, so back to the old cage and see if that makes a difference as well. Well, that's the cage feeder rig, been out there about 15 minutes or so now, and again we've had a couple of little knocks on the tip, but no actual bites. So as far as testing goes today, does the hybrid feeder work? Well, yes, as you've seen, we've caught some fish on it. Will it outfish the cage feeder? Well, it hasn't today. The cage feeder's caught us 1 or 2 more fish, but totally inconclusive really. I think the good news is that by catching those fish, at least we've proven that it does work, and it's probably landing on its back. Whether it's doing it every time, still not absolutely sure yet. So I suppose the real thing here is that we're going to have to do quite a bit more testing, and that's going to take quite a few more weeks to do. So I think we'll probably have to revisit this in 2 or 3 months' time, and I'll come back to you at that point with a real conclusive answer as to how well this hybrid feeder is going to work. I am convinced it will work, but there's probably quite a few refinements that I need to make in order to get to that point. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I of course did, as usual, apart from the fact that it was really windy and cold, but hey, it's still great to be out on the bank, and that's what it's all about in the end. Anyway, if you enjoyed it, click the button. If you want to subscribe, you can, and until the next time, bye for now.